Have you ever found yourself, in any situation really, struggling to recall a specific number? It could be anything, a date, maybe a phone number, or perhaps a chapter and verse from a book you really care about. You know the story, right? You get the context, but those actual numbers, they just seem to evaporate.
Oh, absolutely. It's incredibly common. Our brains, well, they aren't really built for just raw data like abstract numbers. They're much, much better with patterns, with spaces.
Right.
And especially, yeah, with images.
Right.
Think about it. You can describe something, but one really good picture that can lock something in your memory so much faster.
Exactly. And that core idea that images stick while numbers, often don't, that's really what makes today's deep dive so interesting. We're looking into something called the Joy Bible number system. And it takes, all those thousands of chapters and verses in the Bible, over 31,000 verses actually, and it turns them into these really vivid pictures. The idea is to make remembering them almost joyful.
And our specific mission for this deep dive is to get into one particular part of the system. It's lesson 6, and it covers the numbers 30 through 39.
Okay.
By digging into how this lesson works, you'll get a really good sense of the whole system's logic, and maybe more importantly, how you could use similar ideas for, anything you need to remember.
Okay, let's unpack this then. So before we jump right into lesson 6, maybe we should quickly cover the basics of how this joy number system actually works.
Good idea, yeah.
It basically splits the images into two main types. You've got what they call basic image numbers. These are usually objects, and they're used for the verses. So like chalk for number 1, maybe duck for 2.
Often linked to the shape, right? Like 1 looks a bit like chalk.
Exactly. And then you have the alt numbers. These are places, and they're used for the chapters. So if basic 1 is chalk, alt 1 might be an oak tree.
Or basic 2 is duck, alt 2 is a pond. You see the connection.
Yeah.
And the clever part is how it builds on these. It groups them. For instance, numbers 10 through 19, both the basic objects and the alt places, they all fall under one big theme: house.
Right. So alt 10 is garage and basic 10 is dog. So you immediately picture...
Go into the garage.
Or alt 11 palm tree and basic 11 broom. You see yourself sweeping under a palm tree. It's about creating these little mental scenes, linking the object to the place within that theme.
Precisely. And it feels pretty intuitive, actually. The links often make sense visually. Like you said, the 1s, chalk and broom, they have that straight 1 shape. Or the 2s, duck and I think cat is another one. They're animals.
Okay.
So it taps into common sense visual cues. It's like creating a mental shorthand.
And these themes are key, right? Because they help organize bigger chunks of numbers. I think lesson 5, the one before this, was RNCH.
That's right, yeah. So for number 20, you had alt gate and basic goat, a goat by a gate on the ranch.
Makes sense. It keeps it all connected. But today we're heading somewhere different for lesson 6.
We are. Now, for the main part of our deep dive, lesson 6, covering numbers 30 through 39. And the big theme for this whole set, the thing that ties them all together visually, is camping.
Camping. Okay.
So as we go through these pairs, really try to build the scene in your mind. Add details, sounds, feelings, whatever makes it stick for you.
Okay, let's try it. So we're setting up camp, number 30. The alt number for the chapter is tent, and the basic number for the verse is deer.
Right. Can you picture it? A deer maybe standing quietly right near your tent? Early morning, perhaps?
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, number 31. The alt number, the place, is an information board, like at the start of a trail. And the object is a water bottle.
So visualize that board. Maybe it's wooden, weathered, and there's a water bottle, maybe just hanging off a hook on it. Simple, but specific.
Got it. Now, 32. Alt is cave. Basic is bear.
Ooh, yeah. That was pretty vivid naturally. A bear maybe lumbering out of a dark cave entrance. Make it memorable. Is it big? What color?
Definitely memorable. Okay, 33. Alt number is bush. Basic number is bread.
Bread in a bush. Okay, this is where it gets a bit quirky, which actually helps memory. Picture finding a loaf of bread, maybe hidden inside a thick bush. Why is it there? Doesn't matter. The oddness makes it stick.
Right, the surprise factor. Okay, 34. Alt. Stream. Basic. Cooler.
So imagine your cooler, maybe it slipped away and it's just floating down the little stream. Can you hear the water bubbling around it?
Yeah, bobbing along. Okay.
35.
Alt is swing bridge. Basic is crab.
A crab on a swing bridge. That's fun. Picture a little crab, maybe bright red or orange, carefully walking across a wobbly swing bridge.
Adds a bit of tension there, too. All right, 36. Alt. Waterfall. Basic. Octopus.
Okay, this one's definitely playing with absurdity. An octopus, tentacles and all, somehow swimming around the cascade of a waterfall, not its usual habitat.
Definitely not. That's going to stick. Okay, 37. Alt is stump. Basic is lantern.
Nice and atmospheric. A tree stump at the campsite, and someone's placed a lantern on top. Maybe it's getting dark, casting a warm glow.
I like that one. 38. Alt. Canopy. Like a forest canopy. Basic. Dragonfly.
Yeah, picture looking up through the leaves, the dense canopy overhead, and seeing a dragonfly darting through the shafts of sunlight. Really elegant image.
It is. And finally, 39. Alt is observatory. Basic is toucan.
An observatory, maybe on a hill, overlooking the campsite or forest, and perched right on the dome. A toucan, with that huge, colorful beak. Again, unexpected, but very distinct.
Wow. Okay, so going through those, you really see why having that single theme, the camping trip, makes such a difference. It's not just random pairs.
Exactly.
You're building this whole mental world, this camping scene. And each weird little detail, the octopus or the crab, it just reinforces the number because it's part of that bigger story.
That's the key insight. It transforms these abstract numbers into concrete, relatable, sometimes funny scenes. And that's how you, listening, can leverage this, turning things you need to remember into vivid stories.
So recapping this little dive into Lesson 6, we saw how the joy number system uses a theme, camping in this case, to link place images for chapters and object images for verses for numbers 30 to 39.
And it turns what could be a really difficult memory task into something, well, visual and much more manageable, even enjoyable. It's really just smart use of how our brains naturally work.
It really makes you think, though, doesn't it, about our own minds. If a system like this can make remembering thousands of specific verse numbers feasible just by using images and stories, what else could we apply this to?
Right. It's a powerful principle.
Think about it prepping for a big presentation, studying complex information, even just remembering names and facts. How could you start turning that abstract data into your own memorable images, your own mental landscapes? What kind of systems could you build for yourself to make learning, well, kind of joyful?
That's a really great question to ponder. How can you make memory work for you using these visual and spatial strengths we all have?